Hi, this is Carl with Small Biz Thoughts, and this is another SOP video for managed service providers. Today I want to tell you a story about what I learned from the medical community about tech support. So this story goes all the way back to grad school when I was at the University of Michigan, and I lost the hearing in my right ear. And so they were going to go in and do an operation to replace the stapes with a prosthesis and with luck, get me my hearing back. Well, it turns out they didn't do the operation they thought they were going to do. There was too much blood, and so once they cut me open, they couldn't see anything. So they reached in kind of blindly, knocked the stapes loose, packed my ear full of cotton, and sent me home. My wife at the time was a medical transcriptionist, and so she said, "Hey, this was just weird enough. You should get the operation notes." So I got the op notes because basically they intended to do one thing. They had a well-defined procedure. It didn't work. They used their best guess knowledge to do a different procedure. It turned out I got most of my hearing back. But 20 years later, I lost the hearing in my right ear again. So I went to my doctor at the time, and they were like, "Well, it could be this and that and blah, 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 blah." And I said, "But wait, I have the op notes from 20 years ago. Would you like to see that?" And they said, "Absolutely." So they're reading through it. Now their best guess is it's exactly the same thing. And so they're going to go in and do another stapedectomy. So the op notes help them to know what they would see and kind of be aware of what might be in there. Long story, but basically they opened up my ear. They didn't do the operation, but they did loosen the stapes again, and I got most of my hearing back a second time. So we'll see what happens after another 20 years. But the point is, having those op notes allowed another doctor in another state 2 decades later to know what to do. It helped them be educated about what's going on. You are the doctor for your client. You are the one providing good technical support. And your notes, whether it's handwritten and put in a file, or inside your PSA, in your ticketing system, inside an email, inside a database, whatever it is, as long as it's organized and people can find it when they need it. Your op notes are absolutely critical to your client's health, at least the health of their computers. So you need to have that understanding that what you're doing isn't just filling out forms. You know, a lot of technicians, and it irritates me enough that I actually want to slap people. A lot of technicians don't want to fill out all of these forms and all of these fields because to them it's just like paperwork. Well, you know what? That paperwork is part of the job. It's actually, when the day is done, the most important part of the job, because now you can document exactly what happened in the order that it happened, when it happened. And so somebody can find out days, weeks, months, or years later exactly what happened. I've told the story before, but one time I had a client that was moving from one kind of server to another, right? And the HP server originally didn't ship with a certain thing that we needed, so we bought a third-party program to get that done. Years later, we're now replacing that server, and the client comes and says, "Hey, what about this thing we used to have?" And I'm like, wow, I have no idea. So I went into an old file cabinet and I pulled out the notes about the original build for that server, which was now 4 years ago. And sure enough, all the notes about what we did and how we installed it were all right there. Even though I wasn't involved in the original server build, because those notes were there, I could reconstruct it perfectly and reinstall that software for the client. So it's a kind of example that is literally passing knowledge through time. That's what notes can do for you. And in the end, it's all about providing better service to the client. Better quality service, more timely service, more accurate service. When you take good notes, you do good things for your company and for your client. So just remember, the client has the right to ask for the op notes, and you had better be ready to provide them. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Carl Polachuk, wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business. Here's your SOP for this video. Like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and share it on social media. And if you haven't visited sopforsmb.com, now's a great time to do that as well.